Robert Saleh continues to believe in Zach Wilson, but New York Jets legend Joe Namath, he's tired of Zach Wilson. He took to social media to call out the New York Jets, voice his frustrations with Robert Saleh, this coaching staff, and most importantly, Zach Wilson's abysmal play. Like, Joe Namath has seen enough of Zach Wilson, and I'm pretty sure the majority of New York Jets fans out there have seen enough of this dude also. But Robert Saleh has continued to go to bat for Zach Wilson, and at this point, it looks like Zach Wilson is probably the best option that they have right now. Now, they just signed Trevor Siemian. Maybe he'll end up replacing Zach Wilson at some point this season. Maybe they go ahead and they sign Carson Wentz. But Zach Wilson obviously isn't it. And it's really hard to get a good grasp on how much Zach Wilson has developed because he's going against some of the NFL's best defenses. I mean, week one, he had to go up against the Buffalo Bills, who have a top 3 defense in the league right now. That was tough enough as it is. And then he had to go against the Dallas Cowboys, the New England Patriots. And then this week on Sunday Night Football, this fool has to go against the Kansas City Chiefs. This thing is not getting any easier for the New York Jets. But I'll ask you this. You know, who else could come in and replace a Zach Wilson and play better? It's easy to say, oh, we can do a lot worse than Zach Wilson or a lot better than Zach Wilson. Can you really when you're going against the best defenses in the NFL? I mean, it's hard to picture a guy like Trevor Siemian having a lot of success against New England or the Dallas Cowboys defenses. You know, Zach Wilson, if he's able to keep the New York Jets in games and he can cut down on the turnovers and get better with getting the ball out faster, the New York Jets could be able to stay afloat this season. But Zach Wilson isn't able to do that. And a large reason why the organization still has so much faith in Zach Wilson is because they want this dude to succeed. They took this dude in the top 3 of the NFL draft not too long ago. Of course, they want to see if he can still pan out and be the franchise quarterback that they envisioned him becoming when they first drafted him. And this is the perfect scenario for him to do that. But he's not taking advantage of the opportunity. And these defenses that he's going up against have been really tough. Now, after this Chiefs game, they got to play the Broncos. We'll see if he can have a solid performance against a team that looks like they're on the brink of implosion. And then you go right back to the basics going up against another top defense in the Philadelphia Eagles. So I ask you this, Joe Namath. If you're tired of Zach Wilson, who else do you think is going to be able to go underneath center and play better against some of the best defenses in the NFL behind the worst offensive line in the league? There's only so much that a guy can do. Now, I'm not saying that Zach Wilson shouldn't be replaced. All I'm saying is that on the outside looking in, it looks like the New York Jets can do better at quarterback than Zach Wilson, but there's not a single guy on the free agency market right now or on the New York Giants' current depth chart that you can really look at with confidence and say, oh yeah, like I trust that guy to be able to lead the Jets to a win over the Kansas City Chiefs or the Philadelphia Eagles. They don't got a great offensive line. And at quarterback, going up against some of the best defenses in the NFL behind that offensive line is just a recipe for disaster. Joe Namath, I get that you're pissed off. Trust me, a lot of New York Jets fans feel your pain. Hell, I was hurt when I saw Aaron Rodgers go down. Only 3 plays in and that fool already got injured. I'm not a Jets fan, but I was looking forward to see what Aaron Rodgers was going to do in a New York Jets uniform. And now, the crazy thing is that we got to do this whole, what is Aaron Rodgers going to do with the Green Bay Packers whole talk for a whole nother offseason again. So, I mean, I feel your pain, Joe Namath. I feel your pain, and a lot of people do too. But regardless of who's back there at quarterback, I don't really think shit is going to get better for the New York Jets if we're just being realistic and honest about this. Maybe during the second half of the season when your schedule starts to loosen up a little bit. But right now, man, there's not any quarterback right now available that you can get that's going to give you a better chance at being able to win these games. I mean, yeah, Zach Wilson isn't great, and maybe Carson Wentz or Trevor Siemian could play a little bit better than Zach Wilson, or even a hell of a lot better than Zach Wilson. But it's hard to envision any quarterback the Jets can get that could lead them to wins over the Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm sorry, but they don't have a good offensive line. And when you don't have a good offensive line going against the top defenses in the National Football League, you don't really have a chance. The game is kind of already lost for you there. So let me know what you guys think about Joe Namath's comments down in the comment section down below. It's like, I get his frustration, but I mean, regardless of what the New York Jets do, they're kind of screwed unless Aaron Rodgers can miraculously just start feeling better tomorrow or next week and he can come back and play. But unless Aaron Rodgers finds a way to walk back through that door and start at quarterback for the Jets again this season, I don't really think that the Jets are going to be able to have much success this year, despite who ends up becoming the starting quarterback and replaces Zach Wilson if he does end up getting benched. I mean, their schedule is really tough and they don't really have a great offensive line. So asking any quarterback that they bring in to have success is kind of asking a lot. And I just think that this season is pretty much all but over for the New York Jets. Unfortunate that it went this way and that it went left so early, but you know, that's just football, people. That's just life.